Hello everybody. Hi. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to do a collective timeless reading. So whenever this reading finds its way to you is the right time. Just keep in mind it's a general reading. So see which signs and symbols, messages resonate for you in your particular situation and help to bring you a little clarity on whatever you're wondering about, concerned, confused. This could broaden your perspective and show you something with fresh eyes in a totally different light. Perhaps narrow your focus on something you were missing in between the lines. It could be in the dark. Maybe it's been right there all along. But in the end, always trust yourself. Trust yourself. That divine inner guidance is inside of you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition. So your decisions are sound and based in love for the highest and the greatest good of everybody. So we are all uplifted in love. Let's begin. We're going to start with the sign of the times. Start with a couple of cards and get a little picture for today. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. Please show us a picture of the energy either within or outside of the collective to bring some clarity. Direction and focus. Please. Thank you. I'm going to do 4 cards and get a nice little square picture-oo. 4 cards for the collective, please. Thank you. Oh, balance. Yin-yang. Masculine and feminine, balancing the energy inside of you, a balanced relationship, equal give and take. Maybe that's what you're thinking about. I like that it's a necklace. Maybe you wear something special, like a specific totem or like energy, a charm, maybe something from a family member like a grandma or grandpa. Something meaningful. It could carry the energy of a specific person, or it could be something that somebody made for you, or even something like fresh and new, a new energetic imprint that you want to wear. Because I feel like when you wear jewelry, it has our energy in it. So what is this? Angel numbers. Because interesting, because I brought this deck of cards out, so maybe that's our next deck of cards. This is synchronicity in numbers. So maybe you see a certain number all of the time. You look at the clock at a certain time. Numbers on license plates. Numbers on receipts. Maybe you get a receipt and it's like a really cool number. Maybe if you keep seeing the same number, look it up. You could also be studying numerology, or maybe the Kabbalah. Clarity for the collective, please. And that's also a confirmation. It's like a little message, maybe from somebody in particular, or maybe from spirit, that something is becoming balanced, that you're on the right path, the right direction. Maybe just a little fun miracle. Oh, nice. I like this card. It's the dice. Looking in the rear view mirror, looking at the past. It is taking a chance on something. So I'd say have a little caution. I hear timing. Maybe being late to something is the exact right time. Maybe you've been waiting for someone to come through for a while. I feel like there's a journey here. And I'm thinking about the past. Chance, giving somebody another chance. Somebody giving you another chance. Huh, I said I was going to pull 4. And this actually has the 4 and a 4. Which is technically 8. Which is a power number. Maybe 8 is your life path. Chance, I keep hearing timing. So maybe you arrived early, but just on time, or maybe you expected something to be like a certain, like come through at a certain time. I'm getting that you should be, like use your discernment on energy. If it's a timing thing, if you're trying to have a conversation with somebody or bring something up, and read that energy. So maybe you have this plan to have this big conversation or bring something up or have a question or something like that. And then you read the energy of either the room or that person. And it doesn't feel like, maybe not right now. I'm kind of getting that with that. And the opposite. Maybe you were never going to speak up on something or ask a question. And then you feel like the timing's just right. You'll take a chance. Right time, right place. Clarity on yin yang, balance, angel numbers, confirmation, dice, and chance. Firefly, wonder. Asking more questions. Having that sense of wonder. Possibilities. It makes me think of Stevie Wonder. Maybe you really like Stevie Wonder. What's at the bottom? Oh, a succulent. Resilience. Maybe if you don't have a green thumb, you can get some of these babies around your house. You can forget to water them for a while, and that's actually good, although you can overwater. So it's also you having resilience. You know, seeing something through, having a lot of patience. Maybe if you're not getting watered at the moment, you know, it feels a little weird, but you have enough resilience in you to get through something, to make it to the end, to reapproach someone or something. I like how they kind of look like rubber. They almost don't even look real, but they are. I don't know, I'm like feeling the texture of the rubber, like the rubber feeling with this. So let's see. Let's look at the angel numbers. This is the one that has the most detail specifically on this. It's 12:12 p.m. It's 272 Serendipity Boulevard. 10027. I think that's a New York. I think that's a New York zip code. 90530. One guest, one table. And the total is 1111. Maybe you even like find an old receipt, or somebody dropped a receipt, but it just has the right numbers on it. Like something you just kind of find. Maybe you find coins. Like it has a specific year on it. Maybe a birth year of somebody. Now I just see somebody finding a piece of jewelry. So maybe something you lost, or maybe something like in your car, or someplace really weird. Let's see, let's get clarity on these. Let's go to the angel numbers. Angel numbers, please. Clarity on. Getting a confirmation. I mean, it's angel numbers, but that makes me think of your digits, you know, like the old phone number. Maybe it's memorizing somebody's phone number. I know that's a really weird message, but a lot of people just have the names in a phone And if something happens to the phone or you lose that, you actually lose everybody's number. So maybe back up people's numbers. Maybe actually memorize a few of the important ones so you know it. And I see a phone now. So maybe somebody's getting a call. Like an important conversation comes through. You have this here. So maybe while you're driving, you call someone, or while they're driving. Firefly. Just see you. You're like it's like you got a little light in your butt. You know. That makes me think of like fiery energy, kind of a little spark in your step, you know, something to kind of light your way. Like you're creating your own light, which is pretty cool. But you could also be observing somebody's light. And when I think of a firefly, the lights aren't always on. It's kind of on, off, on, off. So maybe somebody is like in and out. You get a little bit of, you know, communication and then not. Let's get clarity. Balance, confirmation, wonder, chance, and resilience. Please. One card. 3. 3. We have 13, 13, 06, 06, and 07, 07. It's compromise, commitment, and starting fresh. All right, let's get the old glasses out. Let's read what these are about. 13, 13. That's also a 4, 4. Oh, well, there we go. We have a little synchronicity in the numbers because that's a 4, 4. Starting fresh, encouragement, goals, foundations, creative ventures, and communication. Step out of your comfort zone. You're about to create something meaningful. All of your skills, talents will bring you auspicious profits. Build up your confidence and trust in your decisions. Starting over, getting a redo, or starting something totally new. It's like a blank canvas. Maybe it's just letting bygones be bygones within yourself or a situation. I see like a blank canvas, a clean slate. Like a redo. I see like a redo with this. So it doesn't mean it's the same situation, but it could be starting something new, but totally different energy, different intentions, down a different path. 0606 is commitment. It's loyalty, responsibility, truth, love, light, the spiritual realm, growth, and solutions. Applying honesty and light daily is a fast track to creating peaceful and a meaningful life. It's how you find solutions and comfort. Release worries by speaking your truth and expressing emotions regularly. Open up, for the best is yet to come. So maybe somebody's having a hard time like speaking about emotions. Not everybody is comfortable with speaking about how they feel. Sometimes it's an internal process. Sometimes people have to show it. Sometimes people speak but don't match their words. But this has commitment and loyalty, responsibility, which is also self-responsibility. And it's like the spiritual realm. Growth and solutions. It's not just like growing. That's like deep growing. That's deep change when it involves the spiritual realm. It's like it's way more meaningful. I keep hearing deep love, like a deep love. So maybe you're worried about speaking up. Maybe that's that timing thing. But I feel like when this conversation comes through, it could be speaking up at your job too. It doesn't have to be a love situation or relationship. This could be a family member, a friend, a lover, a child. But it looks like once that conversation does come through where the energy feels right and it's the right timing, I feel like that's when energy can change. You can put things on the table and actually come up with some solutions. Like, I'm just getting like it was pretty easy, or it was easier than somebody thought. Maybe just that initial starting to talk about something is the hardest part, but once it starts to flow, it almost, I feel like a relief, like, oh, like that was actually good. That felt good. So maybe somebody's getting on the same page as you, or you were on different pages, but now seeing where each person is actually coming from gives better clarity. I mean, that is nice to know you don't know, someone's in the dark. Let's see, and then you have compromise. So yeah, you have self-awareness and forgiveness, professionalism, empathy, tenacity, and freedom. Nice. 0707. Let go of what no longer serves you. Stop holding on to grudges. Express your emotions and aim towards a compromise. Where there's a lack of understanding, it's best to just move on. You can't force somebody to understand something or to understand something. So sometimes you just, what is that? What did I say? Bygones be bygones? Just kind of, okay, agree to disagree. You know, it's not really about being right or wrong. Maybe there are two rights and two wrongs. It's having self-awareness and just the intention to just have peace, freedom. The truth will set you free. And if there's a disconnect or a lack of compromise, or someone just absolutely doesn't want to hear the other person out, and that's not, there's no compromise or growth or solutions or anything, it's just hitting a wall, it's just always going around and around. Or if somebody can't have that spirit of forgiveness for something, and they always just keep bringing, I'm getting the rear view mirror now. It's like you thought something was over, you have that fresh start, but somebody keeps dragging that past back and like tossing it on the floor. If that's just like it just keeps coming back, then maybe there's not gonna be the right kind of healing in that situation, and maybe that creates change to separate, to go where there's love and you feel like you have support and the energy serves you. If it's you holding on to grudges and not forgiving somebody else, you have to, if you still want to work on that situation and you're not okay with whatever action or attitude or whatever happened, you're not okay with that, you need to make that clear, but you need to give someone the chance to make it right. And then if it keeps repeating, that's one thing. But if somebody's trying, because we are all human, we all mess up. Sometimes people don't even know that they're doing something that's hurting someone else. Sometimes people are just doing their own thing in their own world, and they don't realize that their actions or the way they said something, maybe it's not even what, but the way, affect somebody else. So if somebody doesn't know how you feel because you never speak up, that something really bothers you, you can't expect them to change. You have to bring it to light, address that situation, be like, whatever it is. I'm just seeing, like, if somebody's always late or something like that, and that really bothers somebody else that's on the schedule, you have to say, hey, if you're gonna be late, cool, you gotta give me a call. Just a little ring-a-roo, little text, gonna be late, be there at this time. Then the person that's bothered can go about doing something else in the meantime and not sit there and worry and get all stressed out over something that might not be a big situation. Just people are different. Some people are always late. They're very busy and they have something to do. You know, some people like a schedule. They get like offended by certain things. So if there's something that bothers you, it's a, you know, pet peeve, or it offends you, or if that's somebody else that seems to always get attitude and you're not sure why, maybe you need to bring it up. Say, hey, what did I do wrong, and how can I maybe change something so you don't have the puss face when I come home or when I approach you with this? Because sometimes people just don't want to have that weird conversation, but if it's just throwing it out on the table, hey, you know, address it so it can be changed, and then it's not a big deal. So, I mean, some people don't communicate very well, but maybe, you know, it's having a little awareness of that. You can help that communication come through and give somebody the benefit of the doubt to try to change it. And then if it keeps happening, that's another story. Play it by ear. See how you feel. You might need to just, what does it say? Let go of what no longer serves you if somebody's not really trying to change. Okay, well, all right. Angel numbers are popping out. Let's see. What do I have here? I really like these cards. Let's do one of these guys, the power deck. They're very deep. Clarity on 07, 07, 06, 06. Also 13, 13. You don't see like a date with the 13, 13. I feel like it's more like 13 days, 13 months, that. But I see the 06, 06 as time, as well as the 07, 07 time on the clock, and or birth dates, or, you know, June 6th, July 7th. Clarity for the collective, please. One card. What is this? I want to say it's like a Japanese pagoda, but I could be wrong. If you know what this is called. It's like a pavilion outside. It's so beautiful, but there's a person meditating out there in the snow. It makes me think of those monks that can sit, or like at Wim Hof, who does like, jumps in the cold water and can like handle a lot of cold, but keep his body heat high. So those monks that can go in the really cold weather and put on like a freezing wet sheet and then create their body heat so that it starts steaming. That's what I see with this. But I mean, I don't see anything steaming in the card, but that's what I thought of. I see a bridge. So it's like somebody's in meditation, somebody's in contemplation, connecting to their higher self, connecting to spirit, trying to get an answer, and it looks like somebody's on their way. There's a long, beautiful bridge, and it looks like somebody is joining the other person. And then there's these crazy mountains. They make me think of the Alps. Or maybe like Colorado, or something like that. And then there's like the world there. See this person here, this beautiful bridge. Look how beautiful the sides are. And then this person looks like they're on their way here. What is it? Harmony. That's nice. It's the West, and it's black. Harmony lives in a lodge of balance. Makes me think of like a wooden cabin, or like a hunting lodge. An equilibrium between physical and spiritual aspects of your life. For there to be harmony, there must be balance. This is the first card that came out. Imagine yourself in the hub of a sacred wheel, standing in the center. That's how I describe the Wheel of Fortune. It's turning. You know, if you're hanging on the end of the wheel and it's going around, you're going to be spinning around, flying off, you know, squished when it goes under. Maybe you feel good when you're at the top, but the best way to hold on to a wheel that's spinning is to be right in the middle. And that keeps you balanced no matter how it spins. This wheel must function every day of your life. If you imagine that the south is your physical self, the west is your emotional self, the north is your spiritual self, and the east is your mental self, you see that you can stand in an ancient wheel of truth. Consider whether you spend as much time in the physical, the south, as you do the spiritual, north. Are they balanced? Are they in harmony? Reflect on whether you spend more time in your emotions, west, than you do in your mind, east. Adjust your daily life by being aware of your actions and behavior patterns to incorporate equal effort in all directions so that your wheel will function in perfect harmony. Your wheel will spin. It also makes me think of your chakras spinning really smoothly. So if you're all up in the ether, all up in the spiritual world, and you're not taking those beautiful lessons and vibrations into your physical reality so that they're in your daily life, that's an imbalance. If you're all in the 3D world and you're forgetting that you have this beautiful spirit and this calling, this destiny, and this connection to source, you're stuck here in 3D land. But if you're all in your mind, you can be overthinking and logical, but you're not including your heart, your intuition, and that side of you. But if you're all in your emotions, then you're all in your heart, and then you're not seeing things logically or realistic, you're off balance. So it's like, it's not just like this. That's a good way to describe balance. Usually in tarot, you see like the scales, and it's kind of like this and like this. But this, I kind of think of one of those, what are those weird ass wheels that are like made of clear something, and you like they're like a ball, and you get inside and you just like go around. It's kind of like that. It's not, it doesn't even have to be just like this. I'm getting a 3-dimensional wheel, a little more like a globe. So it does look like you're starting to come into balance, seeing something a different way. Let's go to the tarot. I actually have this. It's called the Romantic Tarot, but it's not like my super sassy cards that I have. I don't think I can use some of those decks in this unless I just describe them. I think this one's a little, yeah, it's kind of like, it's gentle, it's romantic. It's very Victorian looking. Clarity for the collective on balance and harmony. That always makes me think of music too. You can have a melody that's beautiful, but then if you create harmony with it, like a duet or somebody singing harmony with those notes, all of a sudden it has a depth to it. For harmony, resilience, starting fresh, commitment, compromise, angel numbers, wonder, dice, and chance. And the dice chance card is number 19, which is the energy of the sun. So it does feel mostly lucky. I feel like I may have not shown you that. It's the thing I got the jewelry with. Okay, let's start with one card. Clarity for the collective, please, and thank you. What is this? The 7 of Swords. I mean, usually that's like someone trying to slip through the cracks. Not quite say everything that's going on. Sometimes take advantage of a situation and or exit out of a situation that does not feel right. Sometimes it's somebody trying to run away. This is not the typical version though. It feels warm and icy. There's this beautiful woman by herself at a table. So this person is either waiting for someone to arrive, or everybody got up and did the Irish exit and left the table, left this person alone to watch this beautiful statue of a woman that's made of ice in the middle of the table just kind of melt. I'm not sure exactly what this is about. You see this lady here? I mean, she's all dressed to the nines. She's ready to mingle. So either like she's super early, or no one else showed up, or people. I mean, it looks sort of. It doesn't look messy like people were there. It looks like there was never this party at all. And all the swords are laid down. I'm not sure. I'm not getting a typical meaning with this card, so let's get another card. Let's get clarity. Something's melting. Maybe like a heart. Maybe somebody was kind of icy. Like I get like an escapist. Maybe somebody was afraid of commitment, or afraid of the heart, or afraid to speak, and they always kind of ran away. And they always sort of end up to be alone. Let's see, clarity on the Seven of Swords, please. That's the Knight of, oh, I really like this card. This is the Knight of Pentacles. He's making a wish. He's watering his horse. The horse is at the well and it's drinking, so that's good. That means there's information being received, and there's you know, like the lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink. So maybe this situation has positive results. Somebody's comprehending you, hearing you out. I like the Knight of Coins a lot. He's not like the most exciting knight, but he's commitment. He's not yet the king, but this is the knight that always reaches the goal at the end. They get on board, they offer something super solid. They put work and attention and time into something. They definitely are this. They definitely have resilience. You know, look at, he's probably on this long journey, but he recognizes, hey, my horse probably needs a drink. There's a nice well over here. Here you go. But he's also like making a donation, making a wish. He's dropping some coins into the well. Maybe he's saying, hey, I know I let my horse drink here, but I don't see anybody. I would like to, you know, pay you for the water that I let my horse drink, and I'm just going to leave a little bit here for you. I feel like he is thoughtful. He's very in tune with his surroundings, and it's a very slow night. He or she takes their time. Slow, day by day, baby steps. You know, there's a plan. There's a path. If rain comes that day, he can shelter in the barn. He's cool with that. He knows when to attend to something, when to allow something to be. It's like the long haul. It's not going to rush right in and get the experience, but it's going to be long lasting. Clarity on the Knight of Coins. Even with this card, I really don't see it upside down. I mean, unless he doesn't pay attention to the fact that, you know, his horse needs a drink and it's a well right there, or he, man, like I'm getting like running on empty, doesn't take time to rest, doesn't have balance. this night is pretty balanced. Or maybe not making a commitment on something they know they should do, the path they know they should go on. Clarity on this Knight of Coins, earth signs, so Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Male or female, doesn't matter. But it's a yang energy to move, to put work into something. Oh, and then we have another Knight. Well, all right. Maybe it's a balance between these two. Maybe these are two different people. Maybe one is you, one is somebody else. Or this is that in and out, back and forth thing that's going on. It's like somebody's in this process of trying to make it work, but then they get bursts of excitement where they like maybe go a little too fast. I mean, this is the Knight of Wands. It's very passionate. What is he doing? It's like he's in a race. This horse has like, there's dust coming up. This guy is moving really fast, but he looks really happy. It looks like one of those weird races where like you have to catch the flag to win. It's usually a fire sign. So Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. They're very passionate. I mean, this could be somebody in and out. This is one person, and then this is the one that kind of sticks around. Maybe this Knight needs to put a little more passion into the day-to-day activities. I guess if he's upside down, he could be bored with something, or somebody could be bored that something's taking so long. Sometimes you don't even know this Knight is moving. It takes so long. You know, if there's like long pauses or time in between, you don't know that the work is actually being done. And then this one, you notice, definitely, you can't help but feel the energy of the Knight of Rods. It's like showing, like energy, excitement, you know, adventure, passion, ideas, creation. But then sometimes they're gone. So it's like they both could be gone, but for different ways. You don't realize that this one is gone and working on something else, busy, and then this one is just kind of like in, like all in, and then just maybe all out. So the Knight of Rods has to learn about commitment sometimes. If he's all over the place and wanting so many experiences and he's upside down, it's the wham bam, thank you ma'am. Not necessarily in the sexy department, even with projects. It's like starting a project, getting bored, never finishing it. Starting a job, somebody pisses him or her off, not going to deal with it, they're out. So it's that lack of following through when he's upside down, or she. I mean, if the Seven of Swords is here, I don't know, that Seven of Swords. I feel like these two are supposed to come to dinner to see this girl. She's just sitting there waiting. Such a different Seven of Swords. Clarity on these two Knights. So, I mean, you are getting somebody that wants to come towards you. Maybe one fast, one slow. Maybe you have one situation you're putting a lot of energy into and you're doing that slow moving thing, and then there's another thing that just kind of comes all of a sudden that you have to deal with fast. You know, these could be just two situations. Let's get clarity, please, on these Knights and the Seven of Swords. What's the Seven of Swords about? I'm not sure what that's about. Let's get clarity on that. The 11. Self-awareness. Coming back into balance. Owning up to your past mistakes. Owning up to possible sneaky behavior. Underlying intentions. And that's coming to light, and it's actually coming back into balance, which is good. Because with self-awareness is growth. So if that's somebody else, having awareness of wrongs they did, or how they made somebody feel, or not, like starting to get clarity towards actions that they may not have understood why they did at the time. are maybe becoming clear. Why are they sitting there now alone at the table? We sent out all these invitations to these sexy people and they're not even showing up anymore. Like, it's like somebody doesn't want to deal with something anymore, and there's now an awareness, so something can change. Unless it's upside down, there's no awareness, there's no self-reflection, there's no self-responsibility, and maybe this person is just better off by themselves for right now. But you got this. So this is the communication. This is self-awareness from one of these people, you or someone else. It's justice. You are blind. What is it, like an angel or something behind you? The wind. You could be getting an answer, a legal answer on something that brings something back into balance. But what's on the scale? I did see, we did have the scales before, but it's not normal. It's on this. What is it? It's like a top hat. It's like a top hat, and it kind of looks like this. It looks like little colored plants. It also doesn't look like you're completely blind. You have a blindfold on, but it actually looks kind of translucent. So maybe you're lifting the veil on something. Your heart is exposed. It looks like you have protective angel energy around you. Like somebody's leaving a situation. They're leaving in balance. Can you see these little things? It looks like little tiny flowers here, and then a hat. I mean, when I see the hat, I know this is weird, but I feel like maybe it was blocking the higher self, blocking energy going out, just, because there are symbols. So taking off that reconnects somebody to their higher self, which brings some awareness. And it's her left hand, so you're actually receiving this balance. I mean, you could be making it happen too, but it's more like it's a natural coming in. I was gonna pull another card, but it's so hard when these people come through. It's another night. So it's 3 nights. Maybe something takes 3 nights. This is the Knight of Swords, which is usually the fastest night. He is all in his head. Maybe we're getting things that show like the balance, how to balance out of, I don't know why, I'm just getting that like somebody's wants to be alone. There's a reason they're alone, or they're not wanting to be around certain energies, or they're just really, really waiting for somebody else to show up here. So now we have 3 nights. These could be 3 different people. This night looks like he's like, if it were a football game or something, it's like the one that goes, okay, start, begin the game. Like, but he's holding this, like, it's like this beautiful freaking horse. He's not on the horse. This one is not moving. He's just like directing or calling the shots or observing the situation. And he's holding this, like, those feather fans, like big feather fans, like on his sword. So there is a gentle energy, even though he's usually fast, all in his head. Gonna get the plans, gotta get the job done, gonna do something. This guy's like it's like he's got his little fan. It's actually really cool. You see it? But look at how fast that horse is moving. But even though there's some kind of energy around you, this guy's very, very calm. It looks like he's like, I've been over here the whole time. Hi. All right, let's take that. Let's pull one more card. It's an air sign, so Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. But so far we're balancing the earth. the creative side, the mental side. Let's see if we get, you know, so I see this as maybe the spiritual side too, because it's passion and spirit. Let's get another one more card. This deck is kind of different. I mean, I think this is the page. Ooh. I think this is the page of, rods. And he's coming with a big bouquet of flowers. There's something about flowers here. Maybe somebody brings you like succulents and not like the typical flowers. I have to cover, it's a statue, so I don't know how important it is for me to cover it, but it is kind of like, it's have really pretty boobs. So let's cover that. Can you imagine being in your town? That's a cool light post. What you doing? You want to come up? Come on. So somebody has a message of passion. Somebody's really into you or really into a situation. They're ready to have that conversation. It looks like, I mean, somebody really wants an experience too, because this is somebody who wants experience, not just to talk about it. And somebody's on the move. You know, they have their walking cane. They're looking all dapper. They've got their mustache groomed. And they're ready to bring a gift to somebody. Now I'm just getting that like, oh man, I'm getting that late thing again. Like, oh man, I'm late again. So I got to do something special. And this guy just like got some flowers. And this girl is just here. I know this isn't the typical meeting, but I just feel like somebody's waiting. I'm like, here, I'm waiting. I set the table. Where is everybody? Like my ice sculpture is just melting, man. And this person is the one that comes and like brings some little flowers. Try to make amends. Try to impress somebody a little bit. What's at the bottom? We have another 7. The 7 of coins. Which is seeds well planted, waiting for something to happen. Waiting for that effort and energy you put into something. What you doing up there? She's hiding her bone. That's what she's doing. She takes her bones and she finds little hiding spots. She makes a little like, what are you doing? You find a good spot to hide it? It's funny. She's a funny dog. So this means something is going to grow. Something you put effort into, or somebody else already put some effort into, is going to, it's going to happen. Here it's like you're late. You're late for a very important date. You know, I'm getting a late energy on this. Maybe you're waiting. When is it going to come? When does that package come? When does that person come? When is that relationship going to happen already? So I feel like maybe there was a pause or something, and now something's like rushing back in. There's some self-awareness of something that happened to make some changes, bring something back into balance, finally make a decision. If somebody was teetering on a big-ass decision, they figured something out. I don't know what all these knights are. I mean, these could be 3 totally different people. It's hard when people come in. They could be all aspects of you or somebody else. Somebody has a lot of passion for you. They think a lot about you. They have good communication with you, but they're also willing to put in some solid ass work every day to make something last. I mean, it could be as simple as that. Maybe somebody feels rushed, but this is kind of the patience card, which is interesting. You have to kind of take your time. You can't push something. What are you doing? Did you find a good spot up there? Let's get one card from, let's do this. Ooh, ooh. This is the Tarot of the 78 Doors. Also unusual, not the typical pictures like the other tarots. Actually, I didn't expect this one to be so different. I like to keep some decks I don't use a lot, so that it's kind of like a surprise when I see the pictures. Also, some I get and I just don't connect to right away. And sometimes I'm kind of surprised on the messages that come through with it. Let's get one card from the Tarot of 78 Doors. Clarity on the Page and the Knight. I mean, the Page coming through is the Page of Rods, means that it can be a young energy, or it can be that fresh experience, like that fresh new energy, a new situation you don't know a lot about, feeling maybe young again. I get that too. If you meet somebody new or you have a new job or something like that, it can feel like, oh my gosh, I feel like a kid again. I gotta learn all over, or I'm getting those butterflies like I am a 16-year-old with a crush. But willing to really want to have an experience, like sending a message to get that ball rolling so something happens. The Knights all have a little more experience, but they're not, no one's the king yet. It just looks like that with major arcana Justice in this, the balance, that somebody's true intention is to have harmony, peace. Perhaps take a chance, bring something back into balance. Have self-awareness and start making a move. Start heading on that journey with all those Knights. Let's get one card to clarify all these cards. One card, please. You have Justice again. We have a double. We have a double whammy, guys. So justice, like, will come about. It will happen. There will be balance. There will be a big ass decision. It might be you that needs to make a really big decision. If you're just ignoring it, if I ignore it, it's not there, and something has to change. Something has to, like a decision. You have to find that balance so there can be harmony in your life or inside of you. To bring some clarity, clear up some confusion. Sometimes when justice, I mean, that's an 11. Oh, actually, in this deck, it's an 8. In the other deck, it's not 11. Maybe the 8, 11. Sometimes you have to have an outside source come through. You know, people are at odds, different personalities. Somebody like with a different perspective can look at that situation and just see it for what it is. And find some kind of solution that maybe the people involved in the situation aren't seeing. Because it's possibly be too involved in your emotions, or too involved in your head, or too involved in imbalance. Therefore, you don't see the clear picture of something. So there's going to be clarity. Clarity on justice and justice. 8 and 11. And now we have a queen. This is such a weird card. I don't even know how to explain this card. It's like dream. I don't know. I'll let you see it, but I've looked at this card before and I don't quite get it. Almost like you're being a different person, like you're speaking, but you're not speaking your truth. Like it's not being yourself. So the Queen of Swords isn't that, though. The Queen of Swords is an air sign that says the truth, that speaks up. She's not afraid to speak up and make a decision. Maybe this is the person making the decision. She's just logical, realistic. It's not that she's completely cold. She just doesn't want to deal with any of the bullshit. Once it's done, it's done. Once that lesson's learned, it's good. I guess if she's upside down, she's not speaking from a place that's truthful. She can be a little hurtful, a little harsh, not worried about how her words could hurt or harm somebody. But upright, she's smart enough to know how to adapt to different situations, even if she's just, you know, blunt. she's still smart enough to know when something is right to be said and when it's not, like the timing. It's at the bottom, the Knight of Swords. So that came through twice. And here it's a centaur. He looks like the guy from like Game of Thrones. Dany's first husband. I can't think of what his name was, but with a horse's body. So maybe a Sagittarius. This knight looks really, 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 really strong, but it looks like he's trying to push down this big ass door that's just locked. It doesn't look like it's going to open. They're trying to push a situation that's not budging. Maybe he's trying to use all the brawn and not the brain, because the Knight of Swords is pretty smart. Trying to push his opinions or her opinions on someone. Maybe somebody had to shut that door. Maybe you have to wait for somebody to give you the key. Ooh, it's so hard when so many people come in. People are complicated. Complicated people. All right, well, how can we sum this all up? Let's go to the bird. Let's go see if the bird can help clarify all this stuff going on. Maybe somebody rushed into a certain, I mean, with just these cards, I feel like somebody made an internal decision to not deal with something anymore, or to address something and make something clear, fix a problem, bring some balance back, speak their truth, put up some boundaries, healthy boundaries, what's good, what's not, what you need, what you don't. If you don't, then I'm done, or we need to compromise on this. This could be the boundary, or this could be the person really trying hard to think how to come back to bring it back into balance. Because then you have that sweet guy not trying to break down the door, but coming with flowers. So maybe it's a different approach. Maybe this whole justice thing can be much easier if it's just approached differently. Or just addressed and spoken about and put onto the table, because you have all these swords here going back to this on the table. Maybe just lay it all down on the table. Speak up. Everyone's just assuming something else or bottling something else in, and with all these people, no one's speaking up about, you know, the plans they have to take action and put time into something, what they're doing when you don't see them, how their heart is, you know, wanting to start and try something. All of this planning and thinking, all of this passion going on. Maybe somebody's just bottling up all that. Maybe they need to, this is one person, they need to figure something out, but I feel like somebody's rushing back. This, willing to like really show their strength. It could be that somebody just put up they were just like, okay, well, and you know, I gave you how many chances? They're like, okay, wipe my hands, I'm done. Maybe that got somebody thinking. They just always thought something was going to be there. Maybe it's not anymore. So many different situations come through when people have clarity for the collective. Let's sum all this up for the collective. One card, please. The chickadee. The same, I always get the same cards, guys. So the chickadee is, do I have my book? No. Let me show you the card. Apparently I have to find the book. I'll be right back and we're almost done here, guys. It was right in front of my face. It's one of those things that was right here. I am Chickadee. Number 4. It's another 4. So we're coming back to a 4 here. Maybe 4 is the number. I am Chickadee, the discernment of right action. That's definitely justice. I am pure thought and fearless truth. I am the resolution to assert myself and express myself. I am undaunted curiosity. Everyone has a plan to fulfill, and I am the beacon to help it be carried out. Not every destiny is grand. Not everyone can make the headlines. Each of us, though, carries something or someone along just by presence. You need to pay attention. You are forgetting your irreplaceable role. I am everywhere because I am curious to see the world play out. I watch to see how things work. I observe and find a way in. I do what my nature insists that I do and savor my unique imprint. It is time to let your actions do the talking and finish what you have started. So I get that somebody has keeping something in, how they really feel, what they really want to do, what their plans are, what they want to put their energy into, what their passion is, what their, boundaries are, what's good for them, what doesn't work for them. It's just like it just needs to be a big old conversation already. It's like the basis of this reading. You are unyielding. Your boldness of inspiration. That's definitely that Knight of Rods here. You are purpose. You are purpose. You are Chickadee. You feel like there is a purpose. There's something you really need to express and talk about. All right, we had all these people, and that was a nice summary. Maybe I'll pull one card. This is a weird deck. Sometimes the messages that come out are a little sassy. But let's get the confession of a soulmate. Because if this is like a soulmate situation or relationship, or, soulmate can be a friend, a family member. It's somebody you have a deep connection with. One card of one of these things, something that's being kept in by this person. It could be you keeping a lot in too. Sometimes we need to process what we actually feel, what we're actually thinking, what we actually want to put our intention into. But I feel like this processing situation is about done, or it has to be done already, addressed. The time has come. Clarity for the collective. One card, please. This one came up before. This is wanting. This is passionate. This is thinking about a lot of, it's thinking about really holding somebody, kissing them, touching them, having a moment, having an experience with somebody that feels really connected beyond the mind, beyond the heart. It's really deep. it is like a sexual desire. It's a sexual connection too. So this could be, I don't know, if you believe in past lives, maybe if you haven't had any connection with this person yet in this life, or maybe just in the past, you know this person, but you never really got it on. Somebody's thinking about it, or maybe you've been married before. There's all right, let me read it. Guys. I can't believe this is the card that came out. Some of these messages are nice and simple, and we got this one. I can't help wanting you sexually. Your energy excites me and allures me. I want to touch you. I'm craving you. Your body turns me on. I just want you right now. Please come back home. And at the bottom is faith. I have faith and hope in our connection and in us. I know you have been brought into my life for a reason, and it's bigger than both of us. I know that we are destined to be together, and have faith in God that they will find a way for us. So, I mean, somebody's really into you, or you're really into somebody else. But it's not just the physical, it's spiritual. It's a different kind of connection. Maybe that's why it's so strong. Maybe that's why somebody doesn't know how to speak. You know, that could be you. Because somebody has a lot of faith in you or the situation. Somehow, some way, it will work out. It will come back into balance. These experiences will happen somehow. So if there was a disconnect, miscommunication, maybe this is all going on behind closed doors and you know none of it is happening. This is a big old surprise or rude at you. Or maybe this is all happening in your world and it's going to be a really big surprise to somebody else when that conversation and that balance comes back. But if there's the two Justice cards, it looks like you both want the same thing. So with this, guys, I bid you adieu. I hope this reading was helpful. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you soon. I love you so much. Thank you for being here.